Hello and welcome to Comics and Cleats. This is our fifth week and the Minnesota Comic Exchange as we're going to break down the last week of fantasy football, comic books, and everything in pop culture. Let me bring on our leader, Coach Chris.
I'm Cleats. Just kidding.
And the commissioner of the league, Jordan.
Hello.
So, the first thing I want to bring up, and everyone's talking about this, no matter what you turn on. Does Taylor Swift hate Minnesota?
I hope so.
I'm going to go with she does not like Minnesota. But hate is a strong word because when she comes here professionally, she gets a hell of a lot of money.
Concert, yeah. The only reason I bring that up is because like every time we turn on TV, even today, it's the Chiefs playing tonight. They're like, is Taylor Swift going to be at the game today? And it's like, guys, you don't need to worry about that. Enjoy the game.
We are a flyover country, after all.
That's true. I mean, it's been, I don't know about you guys, but I've been fairly cold the past couple of days. So
never cold.
Well, we haven't had the heat on until yesterday. So
yeah, I'm on my way back home. My one stop is to pick up furnace filters, so we will have heat on tonight, but it's been all right.
All right, so this last week of football was, let's just say it was terrible for injuries.
Yeah.
I have Justin Jefferson on my team, and seeing him, hold his hamstring, I didn't think it was going to be anything bad, right? And then when they said they're putting him on IR, he's been gone for 4 weeks. I'm like, well, I'm basically done for the year. Ready?
So, you can do it. I have faith in you, Kyle.
You're definitely not going to be as good as you have been, but you'll be all right.
Well, last week I didn't have Amon-Ra St. Brown or Mike Evans, and I ended up losing to Joe, and we all thought that I was going to beat Joe.
Well, I lost to Jason, so my great paper team, great on paper, and they're as sturdy as paper.
Well, we're all losers. I lost to Jericho by 100 points, give or take.
You got destroyed. And I was hoping that Jericho came on to talk about how
he might.
His team just destroyed you. Like, it was... I haven't seen an ass kicking that bad in some time. So.
Yeah.
As my mic starts falling apart on me.
It wasn't great.
So. But yeah, how do we feel about JJ being hurt? Do you think this is gonna make the Vikings lose the rest of the games? That he's gone? Do you think we have
like more so?
Yeah, more so. Like, are we gonna continue being 1-4, or at that time be 1-8 by the time he comes back?
Potato. I don't know.
Because I know if Johnny was here, he'd have a very long explanation of why we're gonna suck. But
I'm going to stick with mine.
And then the next thing I want to add is, do you think this has any impact on Kirk Cousins? Do you think we're going to get rid of Cousins? Or do you think he's going to stay with us?
I mean, I don't think that it's going to be a direct correlation to his decision or the Vikings' decision on re-upping him. I think that, you as a quarterback lose one of the top receivers in the game, it's going to impact your stats because, there's a big difference in throwing to KJ Osborne versus Justin Jefferson. But I mean, at the end of the day, Cousins has a pretty established track record in terms of stats, just not winning.
Yeah, I mean, we have Jordan Addison, who's been looking pretty good too. And you got TJ Hawkinson. All I know is, we started off by talking about Taylor Swift. Well, before I came on here, I was watching ESPN, and they were talking about how Kirk Cousins could be great for the Jets this year if he got traded. Is that something that we see happening? Or, I mean, I don't personally see it happening.
So, I don't see it happening either, but I would be fine with that. I think I'm ready to be done, to move on.
Yeah, I'm good with that. Oh,
yeah, it looks like Mr. 100 Point Victory's going to be jumping on soon. So, yeah, I think I'm done with Cousins. John Palm, he comes on. I know he's a little defensive of Cousins sometimes. So, but another injury that happened. It impacted. Was it? You said you have Richardson, right, Jordan?
I do, but I'm a net positive on injuries. I got Cooper Cup back and Jonathan Taylor back, and Cooper Cup played like he never left.
Yeah, and the fact you got Jonathan Taylor back, I thought for sure Zach Moss wasn't going to do a damn thing, so I kept him on the bench last week, and he went off. So I would have beat Joe if I would have started Zach Moss.
Interesting.
Yeah. Yeah. So you said you have a net gain there, but who are you gonna be playing in the place of Richardson, or were you playing Richardson?
Yeah, Trevor Lawrence. I drafted them both around the same spot just because you got to hedge a little bit. I believe if you don't get an elite quarterback, and I'm not in between the middle round guys and the elite, just not willing to pay the price for the rolls of the dice. So I think it worked out all right. Now I don't have to decide who to start for a few weeks.
Yeah, and I'm looking at your team right now. I have it up on ESPN. And I totally forgot that you have the trifecta of a McCaffrey, Taylor, and Cooper Cup just sitting in the middle of your team right now.
Oh yeah, they play football good.
Yeah, and I'm surprised looking at this matchup that you have against Jason, and it's only a 4-point spread, which is shocking.
I wanted to give them an advantage. I'm going to stick with the Dallas Cowboys defense, who's just projected at a few points. Thought about going out there, picking up another defense. I let him go ahead and do that and bring the spread a little closer. You're welcome, Jason.
Well, I think he needs it. I mean, the nice thing about this league, and we're not talking about Yahoo right now. Yahoo's just a different entity. You and I are not doing well in that league.
I get a question. It's been a few days since I've stopped by Issues Needed. Is there any chance that Jason has shaved his good luck mustache?
I think
The Matthew McConaughey.
I wonder if that's the reason of for his demise.
Well, I don't know if he's watching this, but if he had a very dad appearance yesterday, he looked like his shirt was tucked in, he looked all proper and everything. I don't know what the appearance was, but I think
he is a dad, so I get it.
Trimmed down the mustache a little bit though. So,
Jason.
Chris, you were in yesterday, right? To Issues?
No.
No. Oh.
No.
Yeah, we were there yesterday and talked about fantasy football, of course. I don't think he likes his team.
Did you share this video to the group?
What video?
This video.
No, I shared. You did? Okay, yeah, I shared the original link. Oh, yeah. So I shared the link to the people can RSVP or just come to it.
I said that you said that Taylor Swift was coming by, and then so that wasn't a promise that we're because that's not happening.
Yeah.
And I said, no, she's not. But we will be being nerds on several levels. Stop on by.
Well, here, you know what? I mean, maybe I should save this until Jericho comes on.
But can he cosplay as Taylor Swift?
I was thinking he cosplay as Dazzler. So
I think we've taken this too far.
I mean, we were talking about cosplay, potentially being something at future shows. Jericho as Dazzler. I think we could do it.
He's gonna be upset.
Yeah, that is very, very true.
He's gonna be mad.
So going back to football and staying on this whole Taylor Swift thing, Travis Kelce got injured against the Vikings, came back to score a touchdown. Do we think the Vikings are just a cursed team at this point?
Hopefully.
What state are they based in again?
Minnesota.
I'm gonna go with yes.
Yeah.
Cursed.
I mean, last time we were all here, we were talking about how the Twins were in the playoffs, and now we're back here, and the Twins are out of the playoffs. So yeah, I think we are pretty cursed as Minnesota fans. So, let's not talk about the Wolves either. I mean, we could probably talk about how good the Wolves could be.
Anthony Edwards was picked 13th out of 100 by
Well,
ESPN.
we got the captain, Captain Mike Conley, to steer the ship now.
He's as old as me now, 36. He can run for president.
Damn, I still got 5 years.
I didn't read the article, but one of the headlines on The Athletic, I believe, said that one of the ESPN NBA guys picked the Wolves to be second in the West.
Well, that brings me to the next point, is that, we just don't do fantasy football here. We also play other fantasy sports. Jordan,
Kickball.
Hey, what do you got there?
Yeah, you are the fantasy expert leader of the exchange. So do your magic and sell the league.
Well, we had our inaugural year of our fantasy basketball league last year. I think a lot of blood, sweat, and tears went into a win for some people and just some lessons for some other people, and pretty much everyone except for one guy is returning. I think a lot of lessons learned last year will be applied to this year, and we're expanding from a 10-team league to a 12-team league, and we have one more spot.
One more spot.
If you're interested in that last spot, get it while it's hot. It's not going to be around long.
And did you mention the buy-in for this?
Buy-in is $20, so not too bad from an economic standpoint. A lot of people say don't spend what you don't mind losing. Pretty sure we could all afford to lose $20, but if you win, it's going to be a nice win. I think I won last year.
You annihilated everybody last year.
And of course, gotta turn my winnings into some new comics, and I ended up picking up a Deadpool remastered and another book that was signed by Roy Thomas and signed and remarked by Mark Teixeira with my winnings from last year. So thank you everyone for your contribution, and hopefully you can turn that into a win, and you guys be on the winners podium this next year.
Or you can buy more Deadpool book and you win again.
Yeah, buy an awful book again.
All right,
Hello,
so
everyone.
we've got John and
It's me.
Jericho.
I've returned. It's undeniable, and I've got. I know a thing or two. I got my lovely Zubaz pants here. I'm feeling fly.
This is a children's. This is an all age. Oh my God, sir!
I'm feeling good.
Do you have a captain hat on too?
Yeah, I do have a captain's hat on. That's because men want to be me, and women want to be around me. Kyle, I'm a pretty interesting kind of guy.
I don't remember who it was.
Chris, why are you upset?
I mean, I'm styling and profiling over here, and I feel like you guys aren't putting in the effort. I mean, I feel like I'm the guy bringing up the class in this establishment, and I feel like, we're like, what are we doing?
That's a fourth and 8 going for 3 moment.
I got my Zubaz pants. I got my t-shirt tucked in. I'm wearing sandals with socks. Okay, let's go.
Johnny, do you have your Zubaz
I'm
tucked
ready
into
for
your
Thursday
socks?
night football. What are you guys doing?
You look amazing.
That's right.
Did you get permission from the official captain of the house to
my cat? Yes, I signed off with him. So we're ready to rock and roll. I don't know what you fools are doing, but it's undeniable.
So we were just talking about Taylor Swift. No, that was 10 minutes ago.
We're so past
Taylor
that.
Swift, man.
We're not going to get started again.
No. So what we were talking about was the fact that Jericho, the crusher of Jordan, beat him by almost 100 points.
It's all luck. No tactical ability.
I saw there were a couple beatdowns this week. I'm on a two
road
loss here. I need a win here this week.
Just glad there's no decision I made wrong. Would have been a loss either way.
Well, that takes the sweetness out of my victory. That's okay.
Well, and it looks like this week, starting in an hour, Jericho, you're facing Chris this week, and Chris is supposed to projected to beat you, but we know not to listen to the projections.
Yeah, dude, I'm projected to beat a lot of things, and it's never the opponent.
Yeah. Well, I haven't had a chance to see his lineup, but I do know Chris is rocking Mr. Mahomey. He's got a good crew of guys out. We'll see who shows up to play. I got Keenan Allen back. And I think A-Chain is on the IR, so Mostert's getting snaps again.
Mm-hmm.
So if Josh Jacobs could start earning some of that money he got, it'd be nice.
Well, that's what we were talking about that too, with how the injuries of this week were just horrendous. JJ, A-Chain, Richardson, then Kelsey gets hurt but comes back in and scores a touchdown. Deshaun Watson's not playing this week now too. So it's just
Deshaun Watson's out too, right?
Yep.
Sorry, I'm repeating things.
But how'd you guys feel about your week? I'm not talking about mine. I lost to Joe and I lost JJ, so I don't want to talk about my game.
How long is JJ out for?
So he's on the IR for at least 4 weeks, and then they're going to reevaluate that after 4 weeks, depending on where the Vikings are at.
He's out.
So if the Vikings are 1-8, there's a chance that he's not playing this year.
Mm.
If somehow we can start winning games, maybe JJ's playing. So
yeah, I'm on
what I think is going to happen with that whole JJ situation. I read a report that the Vikings are working out several different veteran quarterbacks. They brought in they even brought in Colt McCoy.
Yeah, Colt McCoy was getting
I think we're going to see them trade Kirk Cousins. And if they're going to trade Kirk Cousins, they're going to trade Jefferson. They're just going to load up on a lot of first-round picks. They're going to go into a full rebuild, start from scratch. Because you can probably get, even with this injury, you probably get 2 first-round picks for Jefferson, if not more. You probably get 2 first-round picks, maybe a 4th and a 5th tied into there. And, I mean, that's a lot. For a receiver that you're gonna have to pay, you have to pay questionable money to now after an injury like that. So that's my guess. That's their move they make.
Chris, you have a really dumbfounded look on your face right now.
That's just his face. That's not nice.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
Well,
no, I was just reading a headline that said Best Buy's leaving physical media for good next year.
Hey, remember I mentioned to you guys about Target getting rid of physical media? Isn't Best Buy like the thing of physical media?
Like, we're talking DVDs?
Well, I don't think they carry a lot of DVDs.
What does physical media mean?
Video games.
Discs, anything anything that you can walk out of the store with, that's not an idea.
I mean, comic books is technically a physical media.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to narrow down. I think Best Buy should get into the comic book business.
No one should get in the comic business.
They should become their own publisher.
Comics will break your heart. I'm just saying that. As Jericho's on the phone. Like how much?
This comic won't break your heart.
Is that the Flintstones?
Yeah,
Flintstone Kids. I mean, if you think about the statistical likelihood of surviving as a child in the Stone Age, it'll break your heart.
I don't think about it.
Jericho's underneath the Silver Surfer, by the way. That's like one of the official movie props from like way back in the day, and that's what I've been told.
Okay, one
like,
second.
Well, not a movie prop. They used it as like an official like thing that they would shove around while they were doing media marketing for the movie. It's like one of the official things of that nature. That's what I've been told anyway.
I thought they were in the Marvel restaurants that they had for a minute.
I don't know. That's the rumor mill.
All right, so let's go through last week's games real quick. We have.
I wish I could score one of these amount of points.
We have Dustin beating Austin 170-155. I keep thinking that Dustin's team's gonna continue doing well. Tua, Bijan, Ridley. Austin needs a win, and I think Jordan and I, and if John Palm comes on later, we all know that we all need a win in Yahoo too.
I'm not doing the worst though.
No,
There's 1 and 4 teams left.
well, aren't you what, 2 and 3 or 3 and 2?
Yeah, 2 and 3.
2 and 3, yep.
I mean, it's still pretty tight, but
it's week 5.
I mean, if you go 1 and 5, I mean, you pretty much you're done.
We had this game, but I think we've talked about already.
Number 7.
Yeah, this was embarrassing.
G. E is 5. F is 6. G is
We don't need to
7.
talk about it. He's busy right now, so we can skip that game.
Yeah, man, everybody just let me down on my team. I'm just, if I was a GM, this is one of those weeks where, like, if this was my actual team,
You need to work on your pep talk, bud.
Other than my 2 tight ends and Pachua, I'm looking at this and I'm like, you're all fired. You're all fired.
You're all fired.
Yeah,
I'd be trading Jordan
like
Love,
Stubing.
Swift. I'd be like, y'all let me down.
This is Brent. He's awesome.
Well, I mean, he got 57 points from Jamar Chase too.
I mean, Jordan Love got me 4 points for God's sake.
He kind of looks like Ben Bailey from Cash Cabs. How many faces are there on Mount Rushmore?
I am in the market for a new quarterback if somebody's out there wanting to do a trade.
I got
Well,
Gino. You want to trade for your guy Gino?
I might consider that trade.
So that's something I was going to bring up next. Is how do we feel about our teams, and are we willing to do any trades at the moment?
Yeah, I got a lot of people out trading.
So,
I mean, this is a week I should have won. I was projected to win this week by like 15 or something, and then everybody just crapped the bed.
now, I don't think any of us would have predicted John Palm being number 1 in the league right now. He is 4-1. He's the only team that's 4-1.
He's drafted one of the best quarterbacks in the league, and is Russell Wilson. Russell Wilson's out there throwing I think he's averaging like a 103 QBR or something stupid like that.
But he's not here at the moment, so he can't praise and gloat about beating Zappo. Now, Chris, you lost to Jason.
Yeah, this was not good. Dude, this was embarrassing.
I mean, even with Dak, doing really bad, you lost.
5.1 points. He got negative 4 yards. James Cook.
But James Cook, I mean,
Devontae Adams did not show up. Higby.
Here, click on James Cook for a second. What is he averaging for points?
Sorry about that.
13 a game.
Should have said 7.
I mean, go to the actual stats because, is he averaging actually 13, or did he have 1 week where he had 50 and it's all 5?
10, 21, 13. He only had one.
All right, so he's actually he actually gets close to his average. He's not just
See,
thinking around.
you guys can be like me and get 1.2 and 7.6 running backs this week. So, so I don't know how. I didn't expect Zach Moss to have 38 points this week, especially as Jonathan Taylor coming back. So, and Jordan, how did Taylor do again this week?
Yeah, it was a starter week. He may or may not be playing this week. I still need to make that decision. I've got a lot of projected points on my bench at this point.
I mean, I'd even take Kirk Cousins off this guy's hand. I mean, that's where I'm at.
I think Joe's probably he's got Herbert. They've got 2 good QBs at that point, but
he don't need Herbert no more. He can give me Kirk.
But I remember last week we were talking about standings, and we all mentioned that we should just wait to talk about that because anything can happen. And it's funny because last week at 3-1, I was looking at a 70% chance of making the playoffs. and now it dropped all the way down to being 5th in the league in 1 week. So, at that point, how do we all feel about our team at the moment? Chris, I'm gonna go with you real quick. How do you feel about your team?
Not the greatest.
That sounds like a great coach.
Not the greatest, but it, I'm gonna make some trades here. I'm gonna send some offers.
What do you need for Patrick Mahomes? Do you want Jalen Hurts?
No. I don't know if I can trade him.
I know you're not going to trade Mahomes. Jordan, how do you feel about your team?
I feel good. I mean, we got to shuffle some quarterbacks around, but I didn't pay a whole lot for them in the draft. And my team is kind of solidifying in the middle. I don't have the greatest tight end, but I got a couple options and look at matchups week to week. And I'm feeling good about where I'm at.
Having McCaffrey is a safety blanket for you. Jonathan Taylor coming back, Jalen Waddle. I mean, if you get any part of that Miami offense, you're good. Cooper Kupp, yeah, you're gonna be fine coming up.
I'll be fine. Don't worry about me.
So, I wasn't worrying about you again. Jericho, how do you feel about your team? You're on mute, man.
Oh, I'm pleasantly surprised. I thought my team would be doing a lot worse. I had to pick. I think I picked 9th. But no, the record's all right. I think I can work with stuff. Waiver wire's thin, so I'm probably going to be looking to see if anyone wants to do some tradesies. But I'll take it for now. So
take Joey B off your hands.
Yeah.
Brock Purdy's doing great.
Well, the kid hasn't lost yet or thrown an interception, so we
got Brock Purdy starting.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, dude. Johnny, I'm so happy that you're a tiny thumbnail because I'm pretty sure I couldn't take it if I could see you in full size.
Man,
it's taking a lot.
You look good, man. I feel jealous because I can't rock a hat like that. I already look like the help. I don't need to put on an official uniform on.
That's Miles Morales.
Well, hey, Jericho, talking about a uniform, before you hopped on, we were talking about the whole Taylor Swift thing, right?
Okay.
Would you cosplay as Dazzler?
No.
Are you sure?
Yeah. Because my nuts look horrible in a jumpsuit. I just want to admit that.
Well, one person knows that your nuts look terrible in a jumpsuit right now.
I don't understand this conversation, but okay.
Let's keep it to 1.
Until I'm like, dude, this is the biggest premiere you've had.
Yeah, me in a jumpsuit looks like 2 Johnnies fighting their way out of a garbage bag.
Are we asking if Jericho's going to cosplay as Taylor Swift cosplaying as Dazzler? Is that what's happening?
Well, about 20 minutes ago, we were talking about, does Taylor Swift hate Minnesota because she wasn't at the Vikings game? And the rumor
does.
Yeah, and the rumor that she's going to be playing in Dazzler has come up. I just want to know, Jericho being the biggest X-Men fan here, how do you feel about that?
I'm okay with her being Dazzler. I think this upcoming movie is just an attempt just for fan service and to close up a lot of things. So if they're going to close up the Fox universe, characters played there, and just give us fun stuff, then I'm okay with it. It's not like she's going to be on the team flying around in the fucking Blackbird. So
I think they should recast Xavier with Taylor Swift.
Johnny, I sent you a trade.
I'm just going to be toxic.
Breaking news, huh? What's the trade?
Let me see. I don't have an alert. I don't know how to check it on my laptop.
Well, and while you're checking that, Johnny, how do you feel about your team?
Honestly, other than my quarterback situation, I actually do feel good, even though they all let me down this week in terms of outside of my tight ends, who were holding it down. They're both averaging really good points.
Who do you got?
Sam Laporta.
I've got the 2 best tight ends in the league right now. I got Sam Laporta and Mark Andrews. I think they're both top 3 tight ends in terms of fantasy, and I think just in general, I think they're both up there. So
Those are
But
two good
the
guys.
rest of my team kind of just didn't really perform to how good that they are supposed to. And so, I mean, I was really upset about that. The only thing is, Jordan Love just got figured out, man. He gave me 4 points last week, and we
Some
can't
of those
have that.
passes he made were not good last week too. Those interceptions he
I'm trying
threw.
to see this draft offer that was. Oh, here it is. Receive Geno Smith and Matt Breida for Harris and Metcalf. I gotta check out who this Breida guy is.
What do you
Matt
need?
Breida? From the 49ers, right?
No, for the Giants.
Giants, yes.
Let me take a
And
look at
John, you love the Giants, don't you?
Not the Giants. Daniel
Giants.
Jones.
Matt Breida used to play for the 49ers, and then he went to the Giants.
Wouldn't know.
I think he had a game against the Vikings that he just destroyed us. That's how I remember it.
I hope so.
How do I look at Geno Stitz?
Gino.
Who we got? Cincinnati, Arizona, Cleveland, Baltimore.
Okay, I got
to think about this. I got to talk to Jericho also about potentially getting Joey B. So I got to think about this one.
Joey B over Gino.
Look at that. Johnny trying to drive a bidding war here.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to drive a bidding war. I mean, the trade
Little does
proposal
Johnny
that,
know he's going to walk away with
that Chris gave me is very it's a reasonable offer.
I could change it a little bit, tweak that offer.
But
That's what people driving
I'd
bidding
have to
wars
think about
tend to say. I've found.
I can sweeten the pot a little bit better.
There's options.
But I just I don't know. I have to think about that one.
The week is you got to make a trade soon if you got to get it in. So
Yeah, I think by the end of the day.
yeah,
So
you gotta
by
get
the-
it in.
Cash. Well, Jericho, what do you want for Joey B? What's the question there?
Well, I need a moment to look at stuff. I don't think right now is a good
Oh my
time
gosh, Jericho.
to work that out.
Jesus.
Well, if I look at my lineup, I jump off this chat.
I'll look at his lineup.
Ask for Puka.
Nah, I ain't getting rid of Puka. That ain't happening.
Jericho's in first place.
Yeah. How is his point?
That's just because of points for.
Cloudy bags. Let's take a look here.
Well, actually, Jericho, you're in first place with points, but John Palm's number 1 in the league.
In
Yeah,
points?
but he's in the first place of the West,
Yeah, yep. Well, and
which wasn't very wild.
yeah, we have a 4-way tie in the West right now.
Is Shaquan Barkley already back?
Barkley,
Questionable.
yeah. Much like our podcast.
Questionable.
Our
Highly
podcast is less questionable. What's up, man? There's magicos. There's people magicking back there. Magicking is happening.
The
It's
magic
magical.
sparkling.
I forget the words.
All right, so let's jump into this upcoming week of games. First, we have Chris versus Jericho.
Yeah, boy.
Probably gonna lose this one. I am.
No.
Well,
I
every
think
time
you
that
have a good chance.
predicted to win, you lose. That's one thing I realized about ESPN so far.
Look at that. He's projected for 140 points. That's not bad.
That ain't gonna happen. Not
Yeah.
a chance in hell.
I think Chris is. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have
Brave.
to move to this. I think it all depends on how Mahomes plays tonight. Mahomes hasn't exactly been pulling up, big numbers this year. But he's
Garbage
always
Who does
always
Mahomes play tonight?
Denver, and he's
Yeah, he might light it up.
11 straight wins against Denver. Denver hasn't beaten Kansas City in 8 years, so you have that going for you. And I think if he lights it up, Jericho, you might be in trouble.
Yeah, but that's okay.
Yeah,
I got DJ Moore.
If DJ Moore goes off again, then
No, I only make that joke because I, among everyone else, am surprised that he had a really good week, but I'm happy for him.
you know what? Against the Vikings, he could have a huge week again.
I think probably he was as surprised as anybody.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
the Vikings defense against, if we lose against Chicago, then season's over. Let's just say that this year.
well,
yeah.
and I think Fields is showing that he's better than people wrote him off for.
So yeah, I think this game go either way. Depends on how Mahomes performs tonight, in my opinion.
Yeah, it's gonna suck.
Yeah, let me just check it out here.
Yeah,
He's getting distracted by T Swift.
It might. I hope she wears one of them leggy pair of shorts she has.
That's why I was thinking-
Children's all ages show. Just kidding. No, it's probably not.
we were just talking about Jericho's nuts earlier. So
I wasn't.
Yeah, I didn't understand that one.
Yeah.
Next game we have is John Palm against Dustin, and Dustin plays spoiler. I'm just gonna be honest with you. Every time he's the team. So
Cheering for Dustin.
Since John's not here, yeah, so am I.
I'm
Right.
cheering for Dustin because we got to take John Paul down a couple.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. He's just riding high on a team that is it doesn't look good on paper.
Bounty Gate, man.
All I know is next draft, I'm going to get messed up on cough syrup too.
Collusion.
Who can play at that game?
Johnny, you haven't set your lineup yet, have you? Because Jordan Love's not playing.
Yeah, no, I picked up Baker Mayfield in the waiver, so I'll be moving him in that slot.
Oh,
But yeah, if you do that, then you're projected to beat Joe. Joe's one of those teams where you think you can win, and then on Sunday night you look at your lineup and
Yeah, I
you
know.
realize you
I mean, his biggest hiccup, I think, is that he's got Perrine there. I know, but he just got. It looks like he just got traded to Denver, but
I'm
Well,
pretty
he also-
confident
he-
Joe's not checking his lineup.
Yeah, well, no, he does check it. He checks it at like Sunday at 11,
Oh, okay.
and then you forget to check your lineup. The next thing you know, Joe's up by 20. I don't know this from experience. He's got Austin Eckler though coming back, so he's gonna be fine there. So yeah, it should be a good game between you two. Is Austin finally gonna win a game? I mean, he's 1-4, but he's projected to beat Chris Zappo by 12.
Oh, Zappa.
It's not like his team can't score points. It's like just the luck of the week, maybe.
It's funny you say that because there's one league that I'm in where I'm scoring points. Like I'm one of the top 5 teams in the league, but I've only won one game.
Yeah.
So
yeah, you got to score more points than the other guy. That's what it comes down to.
but yeah,
It's almost like. Sorry, never mind. Go ahead.
no, go ahead. I was gonna
No, I'm not gonna say it. Go ahead.
to the child show. Remember, it's a kids show. All ages.
Yeah.
No, I think Austin can finally pull this off. Justin Fields against Minnesota. I lost faith in the Vikings. I'm just gonna be honest.
But you think Austin can get a win, huh? Austin,
I
are
think-
you out there? Do you hear us? Do you agree?
Send out the signal. Hey, he told me one of these times he can come on. So I
Is
he's
that
gonna-
like a broken clock is right twice a day?
Yep.
Do you hear us, Austin? Do you have anything to say for yourself?
Hey, there was somebody that came to the comic shop yesterday. We said his name 3 times and he appeared. Oh,
Mark Gibson?
Yes. So
Hello.
We miss you, Mark.
He's not
Say-
allowed.
if you say his name 3 times, he arrives. All right. So next game is we have Jordan against Jason.
Yeah, man,
this
I'm
is-
excited. I got Kenneth Walker back from bye. Johnny, maybe you've heard of him. And a bunch of guys
Whoa,
back
Johnny,
getting
whoa.
warmed up and ready to go after sitting the first 4 weeks. I just hope Jason's growing his lucky mustache back.
He has.
It's thin. It's super thin. Okay. No, it's like I thought you would have a 140 plus week projected right now. You know,
I don't need that. No, I don't need it.
I don't need that.
I'm not looking forward to facing you, you know, at the end of the year again, because I just feel like your team's gonna be a well-oiled machine.
It's gonna be horrible.
All right, I sent a offer to Jericho.
Oh, you did?
Yep.
Joke's gonna pop off real quick.
Oh, you did, sir.
Yeah, we'll see if I end up starting
I
Jonathan
think
Taylor.
it's a pretty. I'll just tell people what the offer I made was.
You know you're not supposed to do that, but go on.
It's bad.
Why?
luck.
I don't give a shit.
Oh.
All right, so the offer I made to him was I send him Metcalf, Jordan Love, and Mark Andrews,
I see it.
and I get Reynolds, Burrow, and Jacobs. Because the way I look at it is Mark Andrews. His weakest position is tight end that Jericho has, so he's getting an upgrade there, and he's averaging more points than Josh Jacobs is doing. So he gets an upgrade, more points, and then Metcalf is slightly better than Reynolds, and then basically I get Joe Burrow. I think he gets a little bit more of an upgrade overall.
I don't know. What does the audience think of this offer?
He gets Mark Andrews, and he gets the upgrade at receiver. I mean, he's just and then I mean, you look at overall, Josh Burrow's production hasn't been any better than Jordan Love. I mean, that's basically a wash so far for the
Yeah,
season.
but one of them's looking better, and the other one's looking worse.
I mean, one of them's playing injured, and the other one just had a single bad game, and he's still averaging more points than Joe Burrow. It's a risk move for me because you're not even having to start him because you got Brock Purdy.
Yeah. Who do you want to give besides that quarterback? Put a running back out there instead.
You don't want Jordan Love? I mean,
Nope.
let me.
Green Bay doesn't want Jordan Love.
Green Bay. don't want Jordan
There ain't no
Love.
love for love.
I mean, I could throw out Najee Harris.
Nah,
All right, Johnny, as the commissioner, I'm going to say you have 30 more seconds to discuss this trade on our show. The clock has
I mean,
started.
that's,
Go on.
No, I mean that's it. I mean, I could throw out Najee Harris instead of Jordan Love if you want Najee Harris, Jericho.
Yeah. You know what? I work till 7. Just give me till 7:30. Let me look at the stuff and finish up out here, and you'll hear from me.
All right. All right.
Probably no, but you'll hear from me.
All right. I see how it is, Jericho.
All right,
No, I'm
moving
gonna
on to the
look
next
at it.
subject. Moving on, we're at 30 seconds. What do we got next, Kyle?
All right, so we have my matchup against Maurice.
Ooh, Maurice beat me bad.
Vanilla
Maurice
gorilla.
beat you bad. Our teams are basically even. We both suck at running back. We both have good receivers. Judy's up there. I mean, Judy's okay. I think the injuries to JJ and having really crappy running backs is going to hurt me this week.
Jamar Chase is on the upswing.
Yeah, Jamar's on the upswing. Josh Allen against the Giants he's gonna be sitting at halftime because he can destroy the Giants so bad. So
Sounds like you're ready to prepare your concession speech.
I am. I'm ready to. I probably won't see Maurice on Wednesday, but like you won, congratulations. It all depends too because Mike Evans is still questionable. Sanders sucks. Zach Moss, you have Jonathan Taylor back. So it was nice being one of the best teams in the league for a little bit. Now, not so much. So
Hope you enjoyed it while it lasts.
I don't know how Austin's team hasn't won more. It's kind of like my team. He has a good team. Looking at it right now.
Austin, can you hear us?
yeah, his team.
It's
you
like
will
they're
see that-
charging cover at the door.
So yeah, you look at
Sorry,
Austin's
sorry.
team, and you will think that he's pulling up, huge numbers. So same like your team. Like, yeah, I mean, well, James Cook for you has kind of been lackluster. But
I mean, Austin did put up 156 points last week.
Yeah, dude. Dude's been scoring
Yeah.
points.
yeah,
He's just not getting the W. I'm just kidding, Austin. You got a great team.
yeah, like,
What's up,
and I
House?
don't know. I don't know if he's watching. Like I said, he's mentioned that he'll come on sometime. But yeah, I think next week is probably going to be a show where we talk about how different our teams are looking after John's trades with everybody in his team. So,
Yeah.
but then that leaves us to tonight. Anyone planning to watch the Chiefs and Broncos, or are you going to watch the latest episode of Loki?
Let's ride.
Oh, Loki.
I don't know what that means.
Let's ride.
I heard Let's Cry. Bronco Country, Let's Cry. So,
Russ Wilson's going to throw up 350, 4 tuds. And he's going to bring out the win.
What?
Is that your final
Bronco.
statement, Johnny?
Bronco Country.
What does
Let's
that
ride.
mean per se?
oh, Let's Ride.
You need to stop taking
Let's
peyote.
ride.
So,
Did you take cough medicine?
no, so is Broncos Country Let's Cry because Russell Wilson, yeah, he's putting up numbers, but they have not been a good team since he came there.
That's because everybody on this team is a scrub except for Russell Wilson. I mean, I can't say
Jerry
that.
Judy?
And he's scrub. He drops passes left and right. I mean, he's almost as bad as the wide receivers that Jordan loves throwing to this season. I mean, I've watched 4 Denver games in the last 2 years here since Russell Wilson's joined,
Sorry.
and they're just dropping. And then I've looked at the stats and stuff. Like, they just drop passes hardcore. They're not. I don't think they're running the right routes. I just don't know what these guys are doing. I don't think it has. I mean, I don't know. They just drop passes left and right. I don't know. And the offensive line, they don't have a running back. They got an offensive line. So like, it's just Russell Wilson out there just trying to make something happen out of a crap sandwich, really.
So,
do you think it's accurate to call him the king scrub?
No.
Scrubs?
This is a guy that has played, I think this is his 12th year. He's had his first 10 straight seasons. He's made the playoffs in his career or something, and he's won a Super Bowl. He's been to 2. I mean, he's a Hall of Fame quarterback. I'm not going to call Russell Wilson a scrub.
Not even the king of his scrub team.
I mean, he's the king of a team that is filled with scrubs. That would be accurate. But to call him the king scrub would imply that he's the best of scrubs, and that ain't accurate.
Okay.
I when Wilson was with the Seahawks, I thought he was one of the best QBs in the league.
Yeah.
He is. He still is. He's playing with. I mean, the problem. I mean, when I heard that he decided to go to Denver, it broke my heart. I'm not gonna lie, but also I knew it was going to be a bad move because, I mean, you think about it for the first season, right? They're bringing in a new quarterback, a new offensive play caller, a new head coach, a new defensive coach, and then on top of that, they didn't have good receivers. They didn't have anybody worth talking about at running back. Like, they didn't even, who was it? I don't even know, 2 years ago. And then it was like Melvin Gordon, but he had no knees anymore. That was their best running back last year. It was Melvin Gordon with no knees.
No knees.
And
There
then
we go.
they didn't have anybody on defense. They traded Von Miller 3 years prior to the Rams. I mean, so it was a bad. I don't know. The only thing I will say about Russell Wilson and the Denver Broncos is that it was his fault that he chose to go there. He could have gone anywhere else in the league, and he chose to go to maybe the worst possible situation.
So I'm taking that was you saying that Denver's winning tonight.
Denver's crap team right now outside of their quarterback.
They are not.
So Kansas City.
They're terrible. There's no way about it. You know, I mean, he's in a situation like Kirk Cousins is right now, where like he's a shining diamond amongst a turd sandwich.
So then that bears the question, though, and this is for all of us here: would you much rather have Kirk Cousins or Russell Wilson?
Russell Wilson's won a Super Bowl. He's proven you can win and go and do stuff with him. Kirk Cousins, I love him as a statistical quarterback. But I mean, at the end of the day, he hasn't ever done anything in terms of like long term, like go to the playoffs deep, you know, etc.
Jericho, who would you have? Kirk Cousins or Russell Wilson?
Russell Wilson.
Russell Stilts.
And then you also look at.
It's not easy for me to say that, but you're giving me a choice to get rid of Kirk Cousins, and that's easy.
Take him. Take Cole's Cash.
Yeah, I'll take Cole Cash. I don't want
Cold Cash Cousins. That's a John Palm original.
I'll take Mr. Sierra.
Well, you just want Sierra in Minnesota. So.
Yeah, man. I'll take him.
Jordan?
We're talking about this week? This year? How long are we talking?
We're talking if the opportunity came where Denver said, hey, take Wilson, we'll take Cousins from you.
Okay.
Take that trade. That trade.
What are
we talking about?
Take Russell Wilson?
Actually, I'd have to think about it. I mean, Cousins is expiring after this year, so the objective of getting rid of him remains the same.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. I guess there, to Johnny's point, there is a little bit of a Russell Wilson renaissance going on right now, but we'll see.
Renaissance.
I mean, I just think if he had gone to, I mean, a team with some receivers that can, you know, don't have butterfingers. I mean, I think we'd see. I think last year we would have seen a lot better. He wouldn't have been great, but last year, I mean, if they had receivers that could have catch the ball, it would have been better. And then this year would have been a little bit better beyond that. But I mean, he's working out there with scrubs.
Well,
he's the king of scrub.
There we go.
He's the king of. Excuse me. He's the king of the scrubs.
Okay.
He reigns over the realm of scrubs currently.
Well, just to counter
wait, I just want to confirm we have agreement.
But him himself is not a scrub. That needs to be understood.
It has been spoken.
So next week we're gonna have an image of Russell Wilson as King of Scrubs.
You know, honestly, that's not a bad trade. I can see what's his face, Sean Payton, actually potentially trying to make that call happen. I could actually see that trade happening in real life. Just no picks, no nothing else. Just a straight up quarterback trade mid-season. I could legitimately see that trade occurring.
I can't.
Yeah,
I could. They don't like each other over there in Denver, and it's no secret that Vikings have been trying to move off of Kirk Cousins since he ever came here. So,
I don't think it's the organization as much as the fan base.
With the Vikings,
yeah,
no, the organizations never wanted Kirk Cousins. I mean, you remember when the previous head coach Zimmer was like announcing the fact that they were bringing in Kirk Cousins. He looked like a man who had just had his heart ripped out. He was pissed off like that he had to announce that call. Like he did not want this guy coming into his organization.
Oh no,
I don't know. It's been a weird vibe with Kirk Cousins, and from an outward perspective, because I'm not a fan of the Vikings, I feel like it's been a weird vibe you guys have been going on with this Kirk Cousins situation.
Well,
I'm a Vikings fan, but I'm also a football fan first.
Sounds good.
So I almost kind of feel like Cousins is one of those quarterbacks where you always dislike him. No matter if he's doing well, you always dislike him.
I mean, I feel like it's like watching you guys with Kirk Cousins is kind of like watching the Bears back when they had Jay Cutler. And I'm like, what are you complaining about exactly? This guy goes out there. He's the only thing holding this team together, being at all competitive. And, like, you just want to get rid of him just every other week. It blows my mind.
Wasn't it last week that we did the whole Phillip Rivers comparison, too?
Yeah, I mean, we did that.
Oh. But going back to the question, though, watching Loki or watching a football game tonight, if you had to pick.
What? Both. Get dual cast TVs or just get a tablet in front of you.
I'm down with that.
Get get SEAL team training where you can like move your eyeballs.
Fancy.
So Nora's breaking the news that Taylor Swift is at her head. That's why she couldn't make it to the show today. So
we've sent Nora down there to Kansas City to camp out whether or not for that breaking coverage. Thank you, Nora.
All right, so Josh on YouTube just asked, would you trade Carr, Johnny Smith, and Downs for Amon-Ra St. Brown?
I mean, if you could trade those three guys and get a top 20 overall guy for not much,
I think that's a good trade.
I mean, granted, it is a 20-man league, so it's tough to kind of comprehend how that compares to a 12-team league. But
I didn't really see that. I was still trying to read that question.
So his starting QB is Russell Wilson's got Cole Kmet in his flex. Well, not tight end Downs in his flex. Man, if you can get Amon-Ra St. Brown, I have him on my team. I love watching that guy play.
Josh, what do we got out there in the free agent list?
Derek Carr, Johnny. Who's Johnny? I don't know this name.
Johnny Smith. He's a tight end.
Oh, okay. And Downs for Amon-Ra. Like 3 players just for Amon-Ra.
I mean, it's a 12-team league, so
I mean, who? Oh, but
20-team league.
Wilson.
So they'd go 300 people, 300 players deep if it's 15 roster spots.
I mean,
I can just imagine that the free agent looks like right now is probably extremely thin.
It looks like nothing.
I think you make this trade if you believe, like I do, that Russell Wilson is going to maintain his current fantasy production, and if you already have another tight end that you're not worried about losing, so that tight end that you're willing to trade, then you make the trade.
Just having tight end this week against the Vikings, that's a good play.
I mean, if he's already got like Mark Andrews or Laporta from Detroit, and he's like, here, have this rando off my bench. Sure, get rid of Jonnu. Get your Amon-Ra.
Are you doing the event as well? Yep. Okay.
Yeah, overall, though, for me, it's going to depend on who you're going to be able to pick up, too. I mean, I'd lean toward it either way, even if there's pretty much nothing out there, then you have the opportunity to look around for some free agents to fill your open spots that'll pop up with injuries or, just things that change with different team dynamics. I'd lean toward it. I'd like to kind of understand the league better to say for sure, but just with what I know, I'd pull the trigger.
Well, the guy he's trading to has got no tight end, no backup QB. PPR league, St. Brown PPR. So, but we're coming up on an hour here. Any final statements or anything you guys want to share before you head off?
I'm gonna lose.
Sleep on the Bears. I don't care that Justin Fields had one decent game. Sleep on the Bears. That is like the number one thing I can tell you.
Did you say sleep on the Bears?
Sleep on the Bears. Don't have really any Bears player. Thank you. Don't have any Bears player in your lineup. Don't trust it. Don't trust the process. It's a flash in the pan week they had. Don't be a believer. Let it burn. Let the franchise die so you can rebuild it.
Things just arrive when I'm not here.
Past die.
I'm
That
just
was
as
me.
Gotta die. Sometimes you gotta stop beating the dead horse. You gotta recognize that thing is dead, and it ain't gonna come back.
How about you, Kyle?
I've got nothing. I'm just maybe promote Noggin. Nora and I can come back finally. We're gonna have content finally after 2-3 months break from it.
Awesome.
I think we're gonna start doing some indie stuff. I want to give a shout out to Manny. He's an exchange member, but Nerdtastic News and Chamorro Show.
Yes.
He really pushed me to continue doing it, so I just want to give him a shout out. Also, just put this out there again. This is not just a fantasy football podcast or live stream. We would love to have exchange members come on and do a Q&A with you. Know what you like reading, what's your favorite superhero character, movie, all that stuff, why you love comics, what you love the comic community about. This is going to be all about the exchange. So if you're watching, and if you want to come on, we're all admins here, and we would love to talk to you. So.
I propose a challenge to my fellow admin host. You've got to do a 5-man lineup of Marvel characters or DC characters for your fantasy team. 1 quarterback, 2 receivers, 2 running backs, and we'll see who's got the best lineup next week.
That's a good way to
We'll let the fans decide.
But yeah, oh snap! I guess that is a Thanos reference. We're an hour in. I think it's time for us to prepare for whatever we decide to watch. We're gonna watch Kansas City destroy Denver, or
let's ride.
So, Jordan, did you have anything you wanted to say?
I just want to thank everyone for watching, joining us. Reminder, we're getting fantasy basketball up and running. One last spot. If you're not part of the Minnesota Comic Exchange and you're watching and you're interested, feel free to reach out. Well, I think it'll fill pretty quick. And good show today.
And then Jericho, do you want to have the final rose of today? Since this is I think this is the first time that you're actually here when we're closing out.
No, I just want to say thank you to everyone that supports the exchange, that supports your local comic shop, that supports reading and the love of art. And I welcome everyone or anyone to come by, say hi, introduce yourself. Just something fun that we do. So thanks, everyone.
Jericho, you're at Hot Comics right now.
I am, but I don't have to promote them.
So.
Tell me, what is the temperature ballpark at Hot Comics?
What's that?
What is the temperature at Hot Comics right now?
Oh, it's rather cool. I'm guessing it's probably about 72, maybe.
We're all coming down to Hot Comics.
Sounds perfect to me.
It's all good.
But good luck this week, Chris, 99.
Thank you to my teams and commissioners.
Yeah. All right, so everyone have a good night. Enjoy whatever you do tonight. See you next week.
Take care.